Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans. Hi there. I'm Stephanie and oh, let me fix that. That's gonna ring that whole time. Let me do something real quick on my watch. Sorry, false start there. Hello everybody, welcome to my flip through of my June catch-all frankenplanner here that I've got going on. Most of you guys I know were following my COVID journey, so I'll touch a little bit about that, and then I'll also talk about my upcoming setup for at least for July. It may extend into the end of the year, but I'll go through all of the changes in my planner as well if it's something you're interested in seeing. Also, too, working on some things for my Etsy shop right now, including some new layouts and my 2023 dated layouts for all of my current available planners in my shop. So lots to do, but lots of exciting things going on. And yeah, so there's lots to talk about. Hopefully you guys are here for it and are having a good Sunday as well. So yeah. Let's see, I'm going to quickly check in on the chat before we get started just to see if you guys have anything else you want to bring up before we dig into the meat and potatoes. Leave any questions you have for me in the chat. I will check it periodically as I'm doing the flip through. Also, too, if there's anything that you guys want to see as far as things in my shop, my Etsy shop, things that maybe you want to see in my planner as far as like maybe certain setups or different, things you'd like me to do videos on, I'd be happy to get any suggestions you guys have. I'm here for you. I do these videos for you, and I really want it to be something that you're interested in and want more information about if I'm going to do it. So leave all that information in the chat. That will be really helpful for me so I can go back and just check. And then if there's anything too, as I go through, that you leave in the chat, like that's for me, and I mention it when the video is over. If you can leave a comment as well on the live, maybe reiterating something that you asked or whatever you want to do, just commenting, that really helps me. One, keep track of the things I want to address, and two, for engagement on the YouTube, algorithm, all that good stuff. That said, like I said, I'll check the chat real quick. Happy to see you guys all coming in. Hello, yes, I'm so happy to be healthy again. Yay. Let's see, yeah, Glenn, feeling better. Thank you so much for all of your warm thoughts and prayers for me while I was going through my COVID saga. Real quick, I'll jump in on that just to kind of get that out of the way. So about 2 weeks ago, I got COVID, and I am very cautious, a very cautious person. I really try not to go out, and I always have a mask on. I'm always really careful around big crowds, indoors, always masked. I'm boosted, vaccinated, and I still got it, and I have no idea how I got it because I only hung out with 2 people that whole week before, and neither of them had it. So really not sure if I maybe touched something at the store and then like brought it to my face, because I blow my nose a lot because I have a lot of asthma issues. That's the only thing I can think of. So just a heads up, that's what happened with the COVID. And I was pretty sick for about a week, and then it kind of fatigued and a little bit of vertigo for about 3 days after that. But other than that, it was not too bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't too bad. I'm just so thankful that it wasn't worse. And again, I really do thank you guys for your patience and your, again, warm thoughts and comments that really kept me going through those rough times. So that said, yeah, so I should be back to 100% as far as I know. And because of that, I have made some changes to my July planner setup for sure. And then some of these changes, like I said, may or may not stay. So just briefly touched about that. Let's go ahead and dive into the real reason why we're here, is to talk about the planner setup, my current setup, and how June went. So I plan my entire life out of this one planner. I basically combine 5 different planners in here, all in like at a month at a time. So I have different sections. I also have a few other sections in here, like a task list of inbox items and project management. I have some goals, and then at the back I have some like reference areas for different parts of my life where there's things I might want to reference on a regular basis. So that's how this planner is set up. And in the front we have just some basic materials. This excuse me, this doesn't change. I have just like a pocket pages or pocket, what do you call this? Like a pencil pouch is really what I think of it as, at the front of my planner. I keep it here not because I normally need to carry things in it, but because it kind of helps protect my sticky dash from rubbing off on my cover. And yeah, I've had this for years. It's just a really rough little sticky dash, and love that thing. And then we get right to the very first section of my planner. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what is working and what is not. I quickly see a comment here. Do you use an EDC? Because I'm guessing that, Sherry, if that's your name, or Char. Oh, I'm guessing you don't leave the house. Oh yes, an everyday carry. I see what you're saying. I used to only still have one planner when I would go commute to work, and I would take this one with me. So I put it in my tote bag, and I have everything I needed in here, including for work and for home. But it was smaller at that time. I wasn't doing faith planning at the time, and I wasn't doing much social media at the time. I don't think I was doing any social media. So it was just like my everyday and my work was what I had. Oh, and my health. So a little bit thinner, but still I took this size with me back and forth to and from work. So I had it in the car most of the time, but I didn't really reference it like you would something that was in your purse and you were writing down things. I just kind of had it with me and carried it to the locations I was going to be at. Okay, so that was a little side note. So back to the very first section here in my planner. So I have this tasks section, and I have like a side tab for it, which I DIY'd. So let's talk about this inbox. So a lot of you guys saw my video about the getting things done inbox method, basically, and how you can keep track of your tasks and organize them and put them into sections so you can easily track things that you need to do and get things done. This, I can honestly say, has helped me in some ways, and in other ways it really hasn't been helpful at all. I think part of the reason is that I'm a little bit overextended with my time. So I really love that I have this inbox that I can just dump ideas down here on the inbox and then sort through them later. So if I just have a thought, or if I have a, something that I know I need to take care of in the future, I can just write it down and then kind of let it go from my head, and it's here, and I can always come back and reference it if, I am like, oh yeah, I think there was something I was supposed to do, and check my list. So that's been working. And then also too, the way to kind of organize it has been working as well. What hasn't been working is me referencing it constantly. So I just start to kind of forget about this section sometimes if I don't have anything to write down in it. So that has been one challenge for me that I really want to get better at, sorting through, working through these, like brain dump of tasks and getting more things done in the future. But for now, it's just really, I'm not utilizing it to its fullest. And that's my own fault, just the way that I plan. I think I have been overextending myself, like I said, even in my planning life, maybe just trying to do too much, and I just get kind of exhausted going through every morning certain tasks. So I will be working on it, but I still think that method is really great, and I still love this idea of an inbox section with a way to help you manage your tasks. So I'm going to keep it in here. I'm just going to work it a little bit better, I hope, in the future, but you can kind of see I really haven't done much more than writing in my inbox tasks. So that is that section, and this is available in my Etsy shop if you are interested, under the resizable inserts section. And yeah, if you want to check that out. And there is a video that goes with it that explains how to use it to its fullest. Okay, so next I have the goals section. So this is a section I kind of wanted to touch on a little bit since it is the end of quarter 2, we're moving into quarter 3, and I did take the time to look over my goals and just kind of reassess where I'm at. So the very first section, I created this at the beginning of the year, or the end of last year, beginning of this year, and so I have a vision board of just a brain dump of different categories of goals that I'd like to tackle in 2022, and then when I have certain tasks or certain goals that I'm going to tackle each quarter, I kind of spell it out and then list out some milestones that I want to reach and a due date. So this was how quarter one went. The main one that I really focused on was creating my portfolio website. And as I talked about in a previous video, that did not go quite to plan. And then this one really just got pushed out. So I really just didn't end up touching my second goal for the quarter. For quarter two, my main goal was to do my Etsy listings and get them all up by the end of the month. Well, you know, COVID. And then also to I just am not, my workflow is just really lagging this year. Some new things have been popping up in my like summer freelance design schedule. So they're kind of interrupting the time where I would normally be working on the Etsy files. But I've decided to kind of just push that forward into quarter three and then kind of shorten my timeline to get those done. So I've already set that up for quarter three goal number one to kind of finish that up and get everything into my shop by August 15th is the date I'm shooting for, hopefully before then, but this month is already going so fast. So I have that, and then I also had a goal to lose some weight in my quarter two goals, and I did lose some, but not quite enough. I had a 15-pound goal. I would say I lost about 5 or 6 pounds, and mostly in June. So yeah, I can do better on that. I'm not going to focus as much on that, I don't think, as far as the goals for quarter three, but yeah, I'm still going to kind of work on it in the background and see if I can get better results. And then when I talked about my portfolio in the beginning, I moved that to a quarter three goal as well. This time kind of limiting what I'm going to make myself do for quarter three and set myself up for success to finish everything out by the end of the year. So that's how I have it set up. I've been reflecting too on how the quarter went. And so these sheets are really great. They just kind of get me refocused on what I really want to get done as far as my big overarching goals for myself, and just kind of reviewing what I thought I should be doing versus where I'm at. I do have a video on this quarterly goals. I have a whole goals planning system series, yeah, let me talk that again. I have a whole goal setting series, that's what I wanted to say. On my channel, there is a playlist that says all about goals, and then in there you'll find these quarterly goal setup for 2022. But I also talk about like setting goals and starting from a vision, going to those big goals, breaking them down to milestones, going down further, drilling down to the tasks, and just how to work through goals like this. So if you're interested in that, just really check out my playlist. Yay, okay. So anyway, that is how the goals have been going so far for 2022. I just wanted to show you guys that since we just did finish up quarter two. And then the main section we're going to be talking about today is this schedule section. And I have a tab for that here on the side. So at the very front of my schedule section, I do have this kind of like year to glance. And this is how I utilized it. This is the future log setup from my shop. So really like this kind of more free-form setup versus the perpetual calendar setup. And I've just been using some washi dots I got over the Black Friday to kind of like color code and write down things so I can kind of keep track each month of activities and events and appointments and stuff that I need to remember. And I have a little kind of card here that I use as my key so I can keep track. And so we're already in July, so here is where the divider is if I need to reference it. And then I have this pocket folder, which I hardly use, with my pen on there and the pen loop I made. That is my friction pen. I love those. It's erasable, and I use that pretty much throughout my planner solely for most of my tasks so I can erase. Okay, so that was kind of the overview of the front. So let's talk about my first planner here in the section, which is my faith planner. So my faith planner for June, I set up with a bee theme. Really thought this turned out really cute. I did some stamping and some other kind of like ink blending, laid in some washi, did some drawing. I just kind of touched everything. And then I did a little verse that kind of matched up with the theme relating to honey and bees. So this is how the cover page turned out. So for the next spread in my faith planner, My faith planner is, by the way, like a bullet journal style faith planner for 2022. I did a traditional planner in the years past, but I wanted to try just doing more of my own hand-drawn, elements as far as designs as well as like structures, and just try different things, get more creative with it. So this is how it turned out. So I write in here my prayer list, and I like to divide it up into categories. So I have my friends, my family, myself, and people in general, like big groups of people, communities of people. And I just kind of go through that as I'm doing my prayer in the morning. It just helps me kind of touch all those points. I also did a be positive versus, it was more of a scripture challenge, which I think it was like be positive, something else. There was something else to it. I can't remember exactly, but I find all of my little challenges on Pinterest. I just search for like 30-day Bible, or I'll look for like scripture challenges or prayer challenges, and usually I'll just find something and go with it. So when I do those kind of things, that's where I find it always. It's always on Pinterest. And in the setup videos, I've been linking whatever one I did that month in the description. So if you liked this idea, you can do this exact one by checking the link in the setup video for my faith. Okay, so yeah, so what I did on this one is that I penciled in at first all of the verses that I had gotten from that challenge, and then as I completed them, I would pin them in. And so you can see about here is where it fell off. So I still had like 6 or 7 that I didn't touch. This was COVID week, so I did not have the energy to go back and fill these in. So I just decided to leave it and call it a day. Excuse me. That said, I think, it still turned out good, and it's kind of nice to see when you go back and you'd be like, well, why didn't I finish those? And then you kind of, figure out, oh yeah, COVID, da 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 da. So it's good for memory keeping sometimes as well. So I have this all set up, and the next spread is a weekly spread. So the rest of these will be weeklies. I used to do a little summary of my daily reading because I also do a Bible reading every day. I go through the Bible start to finish once a year, and I just use a plan in the app called YouVersion Bible app. It's really easy. It's all set up there, and I also use that app to grab a verse each day, and then I will letter that in. So I've been using this faith planner as more of a kind of like a practice for my lettering for the most part, and spending a little extra time kind of interpreting the word through lettering and visually as well. Sorry, you guys. Too much coughing here. I just quickly saw some things pop into the feed. Are you going to be adding any skinny classic or half sheet printables? I have a lot of half sheets in my... Oh, I see. Are you saying the skinny and half sheet size as far as like half classic? I've gotten occasional requests for those, but I haven't really put that on a high priority because it's so infrequent on people asking me for those. But maybe not immediately, not in this current release, but maybe near the end of the year, if I have more time, I'll tackle some skinnier classic. But don't hold me to that, because I think I've had like 1 or 2 requests a year for the last like 2 years, and it just hasn't been enough for me to move forward with it. So sorry, Michelle. Again, so sorry, going back and forth to the chat is it's interesting trying to keep it all going here. Okay, so I used this to do some lettering. This one I thought turned out pretty cute, even though I was kind of contained to these little hexagons. It kind of helped me shrink down my lettering a little bit and kind of make them fit within the confines of the setup. But I think this one turned out pretty good. Then I set this one up on camera, and then the rest of these I set up after the fact, so like a week in advance, or just before the week started. So when I got busy, I started to do what I was familiar with. Went back to my my quadrant layout style, which I thought this one turned out pretty good as well. Some of my drawings could be better, but overall I think that the interpretation of the verses came out really well. And then this was how the third week came out. This one was good too. Oh, I think my neighbor's making some noise. And this one I decided to try a more horizontal look, and I think this one turned out pretty good. I don't normally like the horizontal layouts as much, but I kind of wanted to challenge myself to make it work this week, and I think I did a pretty good job overall on this one. And then again, I hit COVID week. So I started out okay, kind of did like a smaller quadrant style, and then yeah, Friday I was really sick by then and nothing else happened. So that was how the month went. I should have had another spread after this, but I decided just to glue the pages together front and back because I didn't have the energy to finish it out. And so the final page on this one is what I read this month. And this one was so fun. I really am happy with the way it turned out with the kind of like beehive theme. And then I was able to write in the verses each day that I read in my little Bible reading through the year thing that I do. So yeah, so this is how it turned out, and again, really kind of happy with the way that the look and feel of the month went. Just a little unfortunate that I didn't finish it out for June, and yeah, there was some emptiness left over, but again, I just didn't have the energy to go back and catch up. So that is my faith planner for, like I said, for June. We are going to move this out. So this is my normal routine. I will take my faith planner out and I will move it into its original planner that I did all the setup in. And for that, we'll go here to June. Oh. I just realized I have some things I was going to talk about in there that, yeah, I forgot about. Anyway, all I have here is just some, oh, this is not the right planner. That's why I was like, this doesn't look right. Oh my goodness, you guys. So tired. Yeah, okay, so this is the horizontal. I don't even know where my faith planner is. Hold on a second. I gotta go find it. There we go. Sorry. I also just rearranged like my whole desk setup in the last month, and it's still kind of, I don't know, things are in different places and still working things out as far as where they're going to live for forever. So I think this is it. Oh my goodness. I'm a hot mess right now. Okay. So yeah, so this is my faith planner. This is where everything lives for the year. And I keep in here, like I said, all of the months. So I have all the way, you know, from January through June now in here. And then at the back, I also have some extra sections in here for like older Bible studies, guides and notes, and scriptures and things that I want to keep on hand as reference. I still need to figure out how I'm going to cover up the dividers in here. And one of the main things I wanted to talk about too was how I am not faith planning for July. So I'm going to move over this grid sheet as well for August so I can pick it up back then. But yeah, I just, being so behind, it was like right at the end of July or June that I got sick. So kind of just messed up my whole groove because I set everything up that last week to move into the next month, and I just did not feel the compulsion to do the July setup. So it's fine. I'm still doing my morning prayer. I'm still doing my daily reading, but that is it. I'm just going to take a break for a month for my faith planning. And that's okay. So that's one change to my setup. I'll go ahead and move this to the side. And yeah, so I have nothing else to talk about as far as faith. The next section, so now the beginning section will be for July, will be my daily. We're going to jump right in. I've got my routines here at the front. And yeah, and so I have my morning routine, which I made this a while ago. I do have videos on all of the setups for these little routines here at the front. So I have my morning. I have my master schedule, which I've been talking about updating for a while, but haven't done it yet. But this one is a really good one as far as covering all the bases and creating your own master schedule for, you know, like your ideal week and what you're doing on each day and where everything would fall if your day went perfectly. So this is a really good reference. And then on the back I have my block schedule, which is another way to kind of organize your day, but a little bit looser, and is still very helpful if you are needing to get certain things done in certain time frames. So that is my routine section. And then I also have here my monthly and yearly cleaning schedule that I recently created. I did use this pretty well. I've been using it with a fine liner Sharpie. I was going to get a wet erase marker, but the wet erase are great as far as, you know, you can easily remove them. However, sometimes they do start to rub off. So I decided just to stick with the Sharpie for now since they're just little check marks. And then I grabbed some alcohol. Use at least like a high concentration of alcohol mix. It comes off pretty easily off of the thing. I would say like 70 and above is pretty good. 50 takes a little bit of elbow grease, and anything below that you're going to be rubbing forever. So just a high concentration alcohol mix will help remove any Sharpie from anything actually. So that's a hack. If you didn't know how to remove Sharpie, alcohol is the solvent for that. Okay, so yeah, so here's my cleaning list. I recently cleaned it off and kind of set it up for July. So I've done a few things, but again, I'm a little bit behind trying to catch up, and oh goodness, and it's just been a struggle. But we're getting there, baby steps. And yes, on the back I have like kind of my annual things, and I have done some of those things, but not as much as I had hoped to get done earlier in the year. Okay, so that's all in the front of my daily section, and then we move into my like monthly June section of my daily planner. Woo! I feel like I've been talking already a lot, so it's going to get a little bit confusing the way I talk. I start to lose words and things. I'm sorry. It's just the way it's going to be. Okay, June. So I use a printable from my shop. For the most part, I use a horizontal planner from my shop along with the monthly that comes with that in the full combo planner setup. So for June, I did this kind of summary, fair vibe spread, which was fun actually. I used some splatter calligraphy ink on here along with some gold foiled stickers, and then I use this, I keep it kind of minimal within the days because I use this for a memory of the day kind of tracking, so memory keeping. And I just pencil it in the morning, and then I rewrite over it with a fine liner. I use the Micron 01. I use the very smallest tip just because I like it to be a little bit light in here because it's all black ink. I don't add any stickers or anything in there as of now, so the lighter ink just kind of helps it not be too overwhelming. So this is how it turned out. I do a little bit of monoline lettering along with just some regular handwritten lettering. In the sidebar, I like to track the books that I've read for the month, and then any kind of important things I need to remember here as well. But for the most part, I keep it, you know, open here in the center for those memory keeping items. So this is how it turned out, and I really am happy with the final result. So here is the first spread of the month, and why is it so far down? Sorry, you guys. First spread of the month, and this one here was a really fun one. This one was definitely a plannable challenge, and I want to say maybe squeeze the day, and I don't know if I'm gonna remember all of the references from way back when, so let me just double check. Oh, citrus squeeze, sorry, citrus squeeze. Let me add a little bookmark so I can reference this as we go. Okay, so yeah, so this was citrus squeeze, and I really had fun with this one. Color scheme was a little bit unexpected with the yellow and the green, but I loved it. I felt like it was like just perfect for a summer spread. Mixed in some fun washi that I got from the washi tape shop, and used my normal kind of routine setup with my checklists, and then usually like some kind of focus, some highlight here and there, focus boxes occasionally. And then I also did a running this week on this one as well, this week box. So a really good spread. I felt like I really enjoyed using it, and the colors kept me very energized for the week. So the next week, what I ended up doing was this kind of foresty tree setup, and this one was definitely something to the great outdoors. I told you I was going to forget. So yes, this is the great outdoors. This was another plannable challenge. We come up with themes every month for you guys to join in on if you want to do your own themed layouts each week, and then you can share them on Instagram if you're interested. So that's what I keep referencing. So the plannable challenge was the great outdoors, and this one was really fun. I did some stamping. I tried some washi, like tree making, which I think came out really good. If I had spent a little bit more time, I think it would have looked even better if I like kind of lined up the grain a little bit better on some of these. But overall, I think it turned out really cute. And I used some stickers I gotten from the washi tape shop as well. So yeah, just a really fun one. I liked the colors. I just liked the idea of it with these tall trees. And I think this could be applied to so many things. So, you know, just doing like some tall trees, you could do something else with, you know, like long building. You can make buildings out of, you know, like thick, wide washi. You could do all kinds of things with that. So just kind of got the juices flowing as far as what might be possible with some of the techniques I used on this spread. So that's how that turned out. Sorry, you guys. Okay. This was a really fun one. Let me just again check and see if this was one of them. No, so this one was a non-plannable challenge theme. This one I wanted to use some stickers I had got from Calibri Charms. I think it's Calibri. She just had all of these awesome kind of nautical Nantucket stickers in her collection for the month of June, and I put them together in kind of like it just reminded me of something you would see at maybe like an aquarium or like in a science classroom, and they would have one of those big charts talking about all the sea life or something. And so that's kind of what the idea came from. And then I used a stamp here that I had that's like a world map to kind of sell that idea a little bit more. It's turned out so good. I was really excited with the way it turned out. The only thing I wish I was a better stamper, because the stamp is a little bit weak and you know, it got a little muddled. But overall, I still think the effect was really strong and good, and I really liked this spread a lot. What else to say? Just, yeah, I just had a lot of fun with this. Kept it pretty simple outside of the main area here, and the blues and stuff were just really fun for the week. Next, okay, so this week here for June was, I was getting to a point where I was starting to feel a bit overwhelmed with my planner routine, especially in the mornings. It was just taking me a lot of time to go through my planner start to finish, touch all the points that I needed to touch. So I was trying to think of something that would help me eliminate some of that time and effort. So I came up with this layout to help me combine a couple of planners into one, and then also to kind of create a master list of things to look at for the day versus having to jump around as much. This planner, the horizontal daily planner that I normally work out of, is the main one that I'm referencing all the time. So this is the one that I keep open on my desk so that I can say, oh, okay, yeah, I need to remember to do this and this. I also have a social media planner, which we'll talk about in a minute, that I also need to reference, but usually in just like little chunks of time, specifically normally in the morning. And yeah, the other ones that I have, my like budget planner and my health planner, are more about like tracking, but the social media planner and my daily were more about like tasks that needed to be done. Faith planner as well is more about more leisurely. It's like things I needed to do, but not so much like tasks, more as a not tracking, but just things that I wanted to do for fulfillment. So it's just a different setup. But the social media and my daily were more task-based, time-based, and so I thought combining those two together would really help me kind of alleviate a little bit of pressure off of my morning routine. So what I did is I created a 4-page week is what I created here. So this goes from Monday to Thursday on this page, and then the next spread has Friday to Sunday plus a this week section. I switched this out, so now this week is at the very front of the week. Although I will say that that was by request. A lot of people said that they thought that they would prefer it at the front, but I've been working in it this week and last week, and I now kind of wish I would have left it at the back, because as I go through the week now, I feel like I always have to remember to flip back and check it. So that's just a little heads up on that if you're interested in that 4-page weekly. As far as the layout of this page, and when I set it up, I did some like Tombow kind of watercoloring with the brush pens, like softening the color of the ink a little bit to do backgrounds behind these florals, which are just black and white stickers. And then I just added in some coordinating stickers with the pink and the yellow theme, which I think turned out awesome. It was a really fun theme to work in, especially with this new layout that I wasn't really familiar with, not really sure how I was going to use it. And so I think it's really helped turn things, help me get through the week and figure things out as I went. So again, this is how it turned out. A little bit about how I'm using it. I really wanted to add an hourly schedule, and I just could not find the space on a horizontal. So I really liked having a little extra room to put in a brief hourly kind of breakdown of what I wanted to work on. Then I always have my checklists of, like tasks that I want to accomplish, and then like a focus area of things that is supposed to be like a highlight for the day. So here I wanted to be working on my Etsy files, so I have that as my highlight. And then I've been putting in my social media kind of snippet here as well. So I know did I post my after the pen? Did I post my video? That yada, yada, yada. That I think is really useful. Really excited about this layout. Sorry, I keep coughing, you guys. Anywho, what else to say about this? So yeah, so it is coming to my shop in the future. I will probably put it in my shop with that this week in the front, but like I said, I kind of feel like I like it at the back, just my own personal preference, but I think it's kind of comes from my horizontal days because the this week is always at the bottom, so I'm just kind of used to that reference as I go through the week. That said, let's flip to the second page, or second spread. And as you can see, it really didn't get used that much because, of course, COVID. So this was COVID week. I did start kind of putting in some stuff for this week, but then again, yeah, I really didn't do anything these days. I was just sick. So I was a little bit disappointed not to use it to its fullest, but it's there, and I was good that I had that week to start using it and trying it out and see if it worked for me. So for the final week of June, going into July, I went back to a horizontal, my familiar, because I just wanted to set things up the way I needed to set them up. And I think this one was was it a plannable theme? No, this one was not. So I just got creative on this one. I did some ink brushing here behind these kind of outlined colored florals, and then I tried to like rainbow match up those florals going down the page so that they all kind of coordinated. And then I kept everything else really in line, functional looking, so that I could keep track of what I need to get done. So as you can see, I did start to write in a little bit about COVID here and just how it went and just the small things I was able to do as I started to get better. But yeah, I liked this one a lot. I loved the colors in this one a lot, actually. Really fun one to be in. And if you're interested in how I set up any of these, just check out the Plan With Me videos. I walk through all of the steps if there is a plan with me video, it will definitely, well, for most of these, there will be a plan with me video, but if you aren't finding what you're looking for, you can always reach out to me in the comments and I can see if I have one or not. Okay, so that's the end of the daily section. I have one page here that I replace out. Since it's a printable, I use the very back page, which is just a notes page, as a habit tracker from my shop, and I track as I go through just some sections of my life that I want to keep a constant habit of habit forming going on. So I color code it into different sections so it's a little bit easier to track as I go through the week, and that is it. So let's go ahead and move this out. Let me know if you guys have any questions on any of that, or if you have any comments as far as the new 4-page layout. I know a lot of people were asking me when it's going to be available in my shop. I'm probably going to get it done earlier than later. I might move it to the head of the line because I am getting a lot of requests. So maybe in about 2 weeks or so, I'll have something available for you guys to reference and check in the shop. And once I do, I usually will post something on Instagram and maybe in the YouTube community as well, so you guys can see that it's up and check it out for yourself. Okay, so I think this is the right planner, right? Okay. I'm so confused now. I moved all my planners around and I don't even know if I have them in the right order anymore, so that's why I got kind of confused earlier with my faith planner. I thought I had everything, but then I didn't. So yeah, so this will just be glued to the divider like that. Simple and effective. And this is where it lives in this planner. I don't think I have anything in the back of this. Yeah, it's just a plain, all the months of the year and no other storage in here. Okay, so that is the end of my daily, and I have July set up. So let me just talk a little bit about July. Real quick, I see a comment about if I only make happy planner sizes. No, I also have an A5 size of all of my planner options as well as my half letter. So those two are currently available in my Etsy shop, including, or along with the Happy Planner Mini, Happy Planner Classic, and Happy Planner Big, or letter-sized planners. And I have a lot of options, so if you're trying to find something you can't find it, you can always reach out to me on Etsy as well, and I'll guide you to what you need. So like I said, I have July set up for my daily, and what I decided to do for July was to do the 4-page layout for the whole month. So I already have it kind of set up. I'll show you how I set up the first week and just kind of talk about it a little bit. But so yeah, so now this week is at the front, and then it goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the back. This was actually for another plannable challenge, which I think this, oh, well, I guess I'll talk about it next month as far as, you know, the setup and everything like that. But I wasn't able to do a setup video because this was like during COVID, so, or in the tail end of COVID. But I will be using this, and because of that, I will not be doing a social media planner, at least for July, but maybe through the end of the year if this continues. So that's just something that I'll be working through. But July is going to be kind of like the test month to see how this goes. So I may be doing this 4-page setup for the rest of the year. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. If you guys would rather see more horizontal, I could still kind of make it work with the horizontal, just kind of eliminating some things, but I don't know. I kind of like it, but then there's also more setup involved because it is a 4-page spread. So I'm going back and forth on what I want to do there, but I will be using it like this for the whole month of July. Okay, so I'm just going to jump to the next section. The next section we're going to talk about is my health planner. So I feel like health planners don't get enough love in the Happy Planner community. This was my entry point into happy planning from the get-go. It really has helped me kind of stay accountable to my health and well-being, even though I don't always do what I need to do, or most of the time I don't do what I need to do, at least lately. It helps me to see where I'm going wrong and where I need to make adjustments if I feel the willpower to do so. So I really am a high proponent of health planning, especially if you're trying to just maintain your weight or trying to change your body in any way, like trying to, you know, get stronger, run a marathon, whatever you're trying to do, it's just really helpful to see it on paper and how you're doing, track certain things, maybe journal about your experience. And yeah, I really enjoy health planning a lot. And it's one thing I probably would never cut out of my routine. So at the front of my health planner, I have a goal sheet. So I created this insert. It's an actual fold out insert, and it's just kind of kept together with a piece of washi tape. So at the front, I have my goals for 2023 or 2022. And then at the back, I showed you the weight, it's like a helpful reminder sheet for how to get to my goal weight, things I need to do and things that will help me get there. In the inside, I have a master kind of like spreadsheet of my weight every month, my goal weight versus, what I was at. And I also have my measurements, same thing. I have a goal section in the front, and then I have each month where I'm at. And then at the bottom, I have like my stats information for each month. So like how many workouts I did, and if I, what are the other things I track? Oh, like the things that I track in my weekly stats. So like how many steps I walked for the month, how many minutes I exercised, yada, yada, yada. I do have a setup video on that, but I'm not going to show you it now because obviously I have my weight and measurements and all that in there, and it hasn't been good for a while. So I'm just not ready to share it yet until things look better. It's still just going to be a little bit rough. But things are at least on the downward trend versus going on the upward trend, which was where it was at for so long. I felt like. So I'm just happy I'm going back down. But it's little by little. I feel like it's taken forever. So anyway, that is my health insert at the front. And then I also have my weight tracker, which I'm going to skip ahead through. And I just use a perpetual calendar to track my weight and my body fat percentage. And then we're going to go ahead and jump forward to the next part, which is the monthly layout. So I use a wellness layout from a shop with a customization of a water tracker added in, which I'll show you in a minute. And then I also customize my monthly by using the lined version of the monthly that I have also in my shop. I do this because I do use this to journal a little bit about what I am, feeling, chronic illness issues, just more like health issues, whatever's going on with me. I do a little snippet for the day on what I feel and how the day went. It's been helpful as far as tracking, just certain times of the year where I'm feeling better or worse, or kind of identifying things that affect me as far as like weather or certain foods. If I like OD on a bunch of dairy, I usually don't feel too great afterwards, as far as I get a lot of congestion, things like that. So it's been good for that. What else? I will say that I'm glad that I do keep track of it every day, but I don't reference it very often. What ends up happening is like I will think like, well, when did I hurt my shoulder, let's say, or when did I get my meds, when were my meds really effective? And then I'll like go back into my planners and try to figure out when was that little time frame where I remember it being real good. So I do use it for that, but I don't really reference it on the regular. It's more about like just having a record of it, and then if I need to figure out when that was or what time frame of the year I was having some kind of problem or some kind of solution, then I have it here written down. Let's see. And I don't do setup videos on this because I really just throw things together. These are some Cocoa Daisy stickers that I had in my stash that I just decided to use here. And just kind of made it kind of clean and simple. I really liked how this week turned out. I did put a little bit of goals in the sidebar here to kind of help me keep focused, but I've mentioned this before, I don't really reference these as much as I should. So they're there, but I probably read them once or twice a month, if that. Otherwise, I mean, this else is pretty straightforward. I will also track my steps each day here, something I added this year, and that's been going pretty well. So The very first one for the month was a donut day spread. Friday was donut day, and if you follow my channel, you know I love donuts. Donuts are my absolute favorite little like compact dessert treat. And especially when they're really good donuts. Gourmet donuts are, oh, yeah, so good. Anyway, so I didn't have very many donut stickers because over the years I've done many a donut spread in my planner because I do really like them a lot. But I had some Christmas donuts left over. So I had found this sticker pack of Christmas donuts, and I pulled out all of the red ones with the brown and kind of just spread around that. I think it's turned out really cute. I even ended up using the like sticker backing to kind of create more of a mood here in the middle, and I think that turned out really good. Just a simple quote from the Happy Planner and some washi tape, and we called it a day. I don't think I did a setup video on this one if I recall correctly, because I had some other things I was trying to fit into the schedule. So it was a pretty simple one, but if you have any questions on this one, just reach out to me directly and I can give you some information about the stickers and all that. So the next week was, I think, another one that I maybe didn't film. This one I used the Garden Floral sticker book and mixed it in with a fitness sticker book I have, and maybe the pressed floral sticker book as well. That looks kind of familiar. Yeah, I mean, I liked the theme. It was just kind of simple. Usually, like when I don't film, I just kind of keep it simple so I don't have to like hurt myself trying to figure out what I want to do. And yeah, this one was a good one. It was just kind of like low-key, calm. I track my stats. I track my food, and I've been doing Weight Watchers for the month of June. So instead of tracking my total calories, I've been tracking my Weight Watchers points and seeing just how I do with this program. And again, it has helped me kind of lose some weight, but it's just very slow, so slow. And then finally we have activity or my workouts. So that's normally the things that you'll see here on my health spreads. So I track what I did that day, as well as some habits here in the sidebar, a little goal for the week, and hydration. Okay, so this is the third week of June, and this one was a plannable challenge. A summer yum was the plannable challenge. Really loved this one. It was so, I don't know, I hate to say this word, but like it was juicy. It was juicy. It really just gave me those summer, fruity, fun, smoothie vibes, and I really enjoyed this layout. I used some older stickers, I think from Happy Illustrations sticker book, with just like some random habit trackers I had from maybe everyday planning. I create my own stat stickers, so I recently did some color stat stickers in a rainbow theme, and so I was able to work those in on here, and also to just some boxes. I think I got these boxes out of the Rainbow Mega Sticker book. But overall, this one was super fun. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, just a really nice, colorful one. Kept me energized for the week. Oh, and then this one. Oh, this one. Oh, this one was Rainbow Bright for the Plannable Challenge. And I got this idea from another planner babe. And of course, I cannot think of her handle right now, but I saw it on Instagram, and I do reference it in the video. She did just use these little, those long quotes that are really kind of hard to find uses for, and did it in a rainbow kind of theme across her. I think she used it on a vertical layout. I liked the idea of this, but mine just was a little bit rough, I will have to say, getting it going, and it just didn't turn out quite how I envisioned it. But the idea, I think, is really sound, and a really cute idea for those stickers. I have used these in other ways in my planner. I've had them vertical, I've had them coming in horizontally, and it was just kind of fun to try something new. So even though I really do like the layout, it was a little bit challenging. So put on your patience hat if if it's the first time you're going to try this as well. It does take a bit to work it out and figure out how you're going to do it. But other than that, I really thought it was a cute idea, a cute spread. And I did get COVID this week, so you can kind of see things dropped off. But I started to track a little bit about how each day went, and that was helpful, I thought, but a little bit incomplete as far as my normal tracking because of that. And then for the last week in June or July, I did the parades and, what was it, parades and picnics? Yeah, or picnics and parades. Picnics and parades was the theme. This is a very loose interpretation of that. I didn't have any real parade stickers, so this was like as close as I got to a parade sticker. I got this kind of picnic thing going with the squad girls, and I put a little not hamburger, hot dog roaster, what do you call those, skewer things, there in her hand to kind of make it look like a cookout. And then maybe some people walking across the parade road. I don't know. I said this while I was filming it. I was like, it's a bit of a reach, but I thought it turned out pretty fun. I liked the colors a lot. I actually really liked this kind of spring green and almost aqua blue green color mixed together. I thought that was a really interesting color mix, or a color scheme. So I probably will pull that out again in the future. I really did like that color combo. Everything else is pretty simple. Again, I was still recovering from COVID, so not a lot of workouts happening. But I did try to track a little bit of what I was eating and fill in things on the days that I felt strong enough to do so. So this is how that turned out. And then on the back, again, I replaced out the standardized notes page with another habit tracker, just slightly modified to say meds and supplements. And this is where I track all of the random things I take for my allergies, asthma, whatever I'm taking, to try to fix that, and any supplements as well, vitamins and things to just like encourage better health. So that is my health section. And then I have my one-off, well, I've been kind of using this like single page insert, like a monthly insert that I got from the Happy Planner. I got a stack of these kind of blank single page monthlies. And in the beginning of the year, I was using it more for keeping track of my weight lifting schedule, like what types of routines I was doing, and like, how many sets, how many reps, what days I was doing what on the back. And then I would kind of like pre-plan what day I was supposed to do what on here. It's really, I've gotten so far away from that. March, April is when everything kind of started to go away, and just kind of like I got tired and kind of a little bit more sick. So I've just been using it to get an overall view of my routine workouts for the month. I probably will stop doing this going forward until I'm ready to get back into strength training. I actually have a shoulder issue that I'll bring up real quick, because in case any of you guys have anybody else with the same experience. So I got boosted back in February, and I got it in my left arm, and ever since then I started to get a shoulder pain, and now I think I've developed what they call frozen shoulder. So it makes it really hard for me to lift my arm up higher than 90 degrees, or like to reach above my head. So doing my hair is just like a nightmare because I have a lot of hair, and like trying to put it up in a ponytail is a workout, and a painful one sometimes. So it's really put a damper on my ability to go out and do regular strength training, anything above my head, or even like at arm's length or arm level in front of me as well. So I talked to my doctor. I'm going to get some information done, just to make sure that's the problem. But if any of you guys have had issues with your shoulder at the site where you were vaccinated, I'm just curious to know, because yeah, she said my doctor said her mother had a similar arm issue, and I read about there being some correlation to vaccination. So just curious if any of you out there have had that issue come on. Side note, but anyway, yeah, let's see. Is the meds and supplements page available in my CST shop? Yes, but it says habits, and it says habit tracker currently. So the only two things I changed on that meds and supplements is the title here, and then I also just changed, there's a little section here. It says meds and supplements now instead of something else. What does it normally say? A habit. I can customize one for you in particular if you want, and for a small fee, or you could just kind of use it there, and you might be able to alter it if you have an advanced version of Acrobat at your disposal. Yes, frozen shoulder. It's new. I'm getting older too. I'm not a spring chicken anymore, but I swear something breaks every couple months now, and I was just like, come on. Anyway. So like I said, on the back I was putting here, back to this, my schedule, but I haven't been doing it for any amount of time, so it's kind of a waste to set it up. Let me grab out my health here and move this into its own planner. This is it, right? Okay. And this is June. So again, since these are all from my shop, these planners are a little bit hodgepodgey as far as how they're set up. I just have random dividers that I've either made or grabbed from older planners and labeled, and then covers and discs from random Happy Notes and other older planners that I'm not currently using. Okay, so that's my health setup. Not much is going to change. I'm still going to be doing that. So we'll be doing daily health and for the month of July, and then we go into social. So this is again the last month that I'll be showcasing my social. I think I'm just going to be incorporating it into my daily planner, but I'll go quickly over it in case any of you guys are dashboard planners. You can kind of see how I set it up this month and maybe get some ideas. Excuse me. So at the front of this one, I have a perpetual calendar as well. And this is just where I keep track of my IG and YouTube subscribers and followers. Just write it in every day real quick. And nothing really special there. Then we go into the monthly. So here is where I do like my master planning of the month. So what I do is like about midway through the previous month, so like in mid-May, I would go in and kind of figure out what posts I plan on posting, what videos I want to do on what days. And then as I go through, there's usually some changes and things, and I'll do some red marking to show when there's changes or if there's something I need to remember. But otherwise it's pretty standardized, and I go through and do it all at once. I used a Painterly, it's a new sticker book for this entire month. I think it's Painterly Kindness. Wait, let me look. Painterly Collage. Painterly Collage was the name of this book. It just came out with the back to school like teacher set that just came out. And this is a really fun book. It has a lot of school-based themes, but I just love the colors in this and the watercolor rainbow feels of it. So I picked it up, and I found a way to kind of make it work in my social planner for the month. In the sidebar, I also keep track of the plannable themes. So as you can see, I had an easy way to reference it because I had it there at hand. And then I'm doing a bit of a planner reset, which I was going to do a whole video on, but because it's just I wasn't really ready in COVID and everything like that, we're just talking through it now in this flip through. So here is the first week, and for my social, I am using the dashboard layout from my shop. I have modified it a little bit because I put in this chart that I was hand drawing in every week of just Instagram followers and subscribers and the net change each day. And then I also added in this header for the videos of the week so I could keep track of my video production schedule here. I did have different headers here as well, but I ended up covering them up with stickers for this week. But that's pretty much it. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same dashboard as you can get in my shop. And I can always customize things. So if you have special requests, you can reach out to me on Etsy, and I can modify any of my current layouts to kind of fit your need. And occasionally, if it's not too complicated, I can create a custom theme layout if you so desire. So pretty simple. This is the first week. I'll talk about kind of the setup in a minute. The second week here, you can kind of see I kept it really I tried to keep the setup really easy. I did all of the spreads all at once at the beginning of the month before I got into it, and I used that one book plus some washi tape to jazz up each of the spreads. So I really tried to limit what I was using, and so I just keep it simple but have a little bit of color and some fun each week to keep me interested in this planner. What I do is I tend to put the things I need to get done here, my more routine things here, and then, like I said, I track my Instagram users and followers here, or subscribers and followers. I have a little section here for a call out for the week if there's anything I want to remember. And then on the days, what I did was I would put in the posts I was going to do on IG, and if there was a story I wanted to do in regards to that same post, yada yada, as well as my videos. So that's kind of how I use the layout. So here is the third week. Excuse me. And this one I kind of had some fun with diagonal washi. Just kind of added a little bit of interest to the spread. I kind of got the idea from this quote that was designed on a diagonal, and then I just carried that diagonal theme through in the other areas of the spread. I do like to color code, so you can see I pull in mild liners in the same color scheme for each week, whatever the main, dominant colors are for the week. And that just really helps keep everything feeling cohesive and helps me not to have to think too hard. But again, same sticker book throughout the entire month, but you can get so many different feels out of it. This one's got like this blue-green, almost earthy look. The previous week had a little bit of a rainbow, but kind of more warm. And then this one was, kind of cool but fun, rainbow black. So each one has a little bit of a different feel to it. And then this one was a little bit more on the warm side again with the pink and the orange. Same setup, like I said, kind of, routine, and that just makes it easier overall for me for setting things up and getting things done. Yeah, so this is how the week turned out. I don't think I did much in the following week. Yeah, so this was the COVID week, so yeah, nothing really went to plan. Lots of red X's, no videos, but it was just good to have, an overview of what I was supposed to do and figure out how to move forward the next week without having done anything this week. I also really liked this little setup here with the colors. Again, this book was really fun, and I like this kind of like schoolhouse theme. So even if you're not a teacher, I think that you can make a lot of those back to school sticker books work for you. So keep an eye out. They should be going on clearance pretty soon, and that will be, a great time to pick some up right before the school year starts, even if you're not a teacher, like I said, and get some cheap stickers that are really cute, but on the cheap. Okay, whew. So like I said, that was it for my social media planner. So you won't see that again for the rest of the year. What I'm going to do, let me move this out, and then I'll talk about my new plan for social media planning. Let's see, June. And this worked out really good because I only printed half a year in this layout, so I didn't have anything that I'm going to be wasting for the year, which is nice. I was kind of waiting to see what Happy Planner came up with for the last half of the year in their 18-month planners, but nothing that floated my boat. So yeah, and then I made this change, so it's going to be fun. So anyway, what I decided to do for the remainder of 2023 is just do a monthly layout setup for my social media. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to flip to September. That one should be clean. This is just a running monthly layout that I got from the Happy Planner. I got it on clearance at Hobby Lobby, which was great. So I got it maybe beginning of the year for $2.74, and it's just like I said, a bunch of dividers with monthlies on it, and that's it, and it's undated. It's one of those extension packs. So I had this in my stash, and I figured I should probably use it. So I busted it out and set it up. I will probably handwrite in the days of the month, but I put in the stickers for the monthly headers. We have September, October, and you can kind of see they back to back. So there's no divider fronts at all. It just goes from one month to the next, which is perfect because that's exactly what I need for social, because each month I'll just do my pre-planning on here and then transfer those each week into my daily section. So that's a change for my planner routine. That'll be different, but I think it'll be really, really good overall. And that's basically it for the planners we're going to go through. I do have one more planner that has been living in the back here, my budget planner, which I've been using all year. I don't go through it. Obviously, it's got a lot of personal financial information. However, I have gone back and forth on whether I'm going to continue doing this. I have recently set up my finances to divide out my business expenses from my personal expenses as far as like bank accounts and things, which I didn't have before, and that's the main reason why I got this budget planner. So I may not need to have so much budgeting information as I did before now that I have that all set up. But we'll see. It's still really nice to have an overview of, expenditures and stuff, and also to kind of keep track of our household budget. So for now, I'm going to keep it in, keep going with it, but it's been, a little bit more time consuming, which has kind of led me to make some changes in my planner overall. But yeah, so anyway, that's the budget planner. And then again, like I said, at the back, I have my reference things. Let's see, is that empty in the back? Yeah. I have my reference folders. That's all going to stay in here, although I haven't referenced much lately. But yeah, so I have personal, business, social, and collections, which are just random miscellaneous things. And then behind that, I have my notes section, which is just note pages, which I have one sheet in here. So I've been busy using my loose leaf pages, and we'll probably need to fill it in a little bit now that I have some room here in my setup. And that was it. Oh man, I feel like I've been talking forever. So that is my setup, you guys. Also a look at how June went. If you have any questions, go ahead and shoot those into the chat now, or any comments or suggestions for things you'd like to see in the future videos, future layouts in my shop, all that stuff. It's just good to know, what you guys are interested in, what you're here for. Anywho, thank you guys so much for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. If you don't mind, go ahead and like this video once I have it reposted. And then also, if you can, leave me a comment once, again, the replay is set up. That really helps bring people to the video as well, and just kind of, helps me and my channel. So yeah, and if you're not subscribed yet, please think about subscribing. I have lots of different videos on my channel. Do a lot of plan with me's, but I have a ton of reference materials, tutorials, and how-tos on my channel as well from years past, and I will continue to do those occasionally as we go through. So again, I'm always looking for suggestions on things you want to learn more about, and I'd be happy to share my knowledge with you guys. So thanks again. Let's see, I'm going to check the chat real quick before we jump out. Planner-related items on my wish list for Prime Day. Oh, I would definitely check out my Black Friday haul list. I have a bunch of Amazon stuff that I bought back on Black Friday that I really, really liked, including some MT Black washi tape, which I've been using in my faith planner and I love. I think I got those washi dots. I got a few different items, some washi tape sets, a lot of washi, and I think there was maybe a couple of other things, maybe some mild liners. But yeah, so those things I always like to look at Amazon for. I've recently just purchased some camera equipment if anybody is looking for stuff on, information about cameras and video setups. If it's something you're interested in for your social media, reach out, let me know. Like I said, just recently picked up some new camera equipment on Amazon, and I got some pretty good deals. And so, yeah, I'd be happy to share any information you're looking for, lighting, mics, things like that I use to get through. Yeah, okay, I think that's it, you guys. Whew, tired. Woo, it's been fun though. So thanks again for joining me, and I hope I will see you guys again next month. I'll be doing another flip through, and of course, stay tuned to my channel. Subscribe, get those notification bells turned on so you can see when I upload videos. And I have a few more fun ones coming this month, I hope. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. Thanks again, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!